Hi, this is Kevin from Kevin's Tiny Trains. Today we're going to continue working on the mountain. This is part 3 of However I Need To. I don't know how far we're going to get into today. I know there's a few steps that we're going to have to wait for paint and or glue to dry, so this might be the final video, this might not be. It might be filmed over multiple days, I don't know yet. I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get to it. Alright, so first off, we need to decide what type of mountain and what type of scenery we're looking for. I've dabbled in both the rocky gray and the brown dirt color tones for mountains before. While I think the rocky gray looks more realistic for most places, the area where I live, most of the rocks are actually on the brown dirt rust side of the colors. So I think I'm going to go that way, but at the same time I'm not sure. I'm still debating, and honestly, without that answer, you can't really go ahead and plan and build. So we will think about it a little bit and come back to you. Alright, so to start we're going to do the base coat of the mountain. We're going to do it with acrylic paint. I like this cheap Walmart acrylic paint, the Apple Barrel. It's a thick acrylic paint, but it works really great. I have just black and white to make some gray. I like to have these instead of a pre-made gray because having this enables you to mix and match and do multiple shades, right? You don't want just one shade. At first, we will have just one shade, kind of, but then we will keep on adding levels, not levels, but layers of wash and just more paint, and this will enable a more uneven coloring. And the wash's biggest perk is the fact that it just runs down and finds the cracks where it should be. This is for the black. This is going to be at another step. A great example of this is here, this kind of a leftover mountain I had tried a while back for N scale. It worked, the gray looked great, it's just missing some detailing and some greenery, so that's why it's there, because I'm going to use it later but not now. So we're going to start off with this. Somebody more experienced told me that the best way to get more natural mixed colored look is to mix the paint on the scenery. So instead of putting just the gray, the black and white on a palette, mixing it and applying it, he recommended to apply, drop the paint directly on the mountain and to just paint, mix it and brush it over so you get uneven colors on the first layer. I will be following that technique and trying it out. We'll see how it comes out. Alright, so guys, Editor Kevin here doing some notes. First off, you'll quickly see that I don't stick with the paint on method. I'm gonna go with the paint on something else on the side. This is simply because while the idea and the method was good, I don't think that person was using the same materials for the base of the mountain. With the papier-mâché, it somehow actually went soft underneath and it was absorbing too much. So to avoid that, I just started to do the paint mixing on the side. I still did smaller batches and changed the recipe a bit to have multiple shades of gray, which doesn't show really much when it's wet, but will show a lot more when it's dry. So that does help a lot. Also, you also notice that there's some pink on the mountain. That's because I added a bit of plaster on top of it, and started painting even though it wasn't dry. That's perfectly fine as well. It's not recommended because the material is going to change a bit in size, and also it will take longer to dry, but it came out just fine. You'll see in a later picture where it's completely dry and it's perfectly fine. It just took longer to dry, that's it. And there's a few cracks, but that's actually more realistic, so that's actually great. So that's it, that's the only editor notes. You can keep watching and enjoy the video. Alright, so here we are after I've painted the whole base. This is a base paint. There's going to be a lot of washes, a lot of ground covering, a lot of stuff. I did pause the video. I thought it was too long watching me painting. I mean, after a while it's the same thing everywhere. So I just finished painting this all at once by myself, and I finished everything. As you can see, it was clear earlier and now it's dark. It took a while, let's just put it that way. But the base paint's done. Now it's going to be, like I said, washes, greenery, and also ballasting. Actually, we're going to start with ballasting on the next step. I'm not sure if that's going to be another video. If it is, cut right before. If it isn't, cut this part. Alright, this is the next day. The paint has completely dried. The base coat is done. Today we're going to add some ballast, some wash, and maybe some greenery. We'll see how that goes. The ballast is first because if the wash leaks on the ballast, it makes sense. It will dirty the ballast at the same time. Then the wash will, add some texture to the groundwork. And then finally some greenery and some dirt stuff like dirt patches and whatever, just to add to the mountain some volume, some thickness. I think it's gonna be nice. I'm hoping it comes out nice, and I hope you guys like it. Alright, so I'm done with the first layer of road bed. This is a weird technique. This is something new to me and to other people. What I'm talking about here is that I've only laid not road bed, but ballast on each side of the track. The reason for that is where I live, the ballast is actually brown like this, which is why I bought a big bottle. And I want to implement that on my layout. The only difference is this mountain is gray, so usually railroad companies are cheap and they want to save as much money as possible, so using the rock that they destroyed to crush it and create a roadbed would make sense. But since I want to use the brown one, I thought, hey, let's create a sub-road bed of gray ballast and put on the actual track the brown ballast like the real one is around here. We'll see how it comes out. I'm not even sure. I've never done this. I just thought it would be maybe a good idea. We'll see. So the next steps are going to be applying the brown ballast, but this time I'm not going to put glue on the track. I'm just going to put the ballast first because I don't want the ballast to stick on top of the rail ties. So putting glue before it would. So what I'm going to do is put the brown ballast, put some rubbing alcohol over everything to break any surface tension, put a mix of glue and water, a 50-50 mix, or maybe even 60 water, 40 glue. and just let it drip all over the place so it really soaks in everywhere and all holds together. And that's going to complete the ballast. Afterwards is going to be the wash and the greenery, but that's going to be a separate video. I think the base paint and ballast will be enough for this video. Slight note, what I usually do, at least on the sides, is I put this burnt umber brown color on the side of the track and on the tie usually to get them to look brown, but since this flex track's already brown, I'm not going to put any on the ties, but I might put a bit on the side. So if you see me do this, it's just to add a little bit of glue on each side, but it's going to be some precise laying with some fine brushes. This is not a mandatory step into your ballasting. It's just I don't want to see the foam road bed through too much. Alright, so it's done. Now it doesn't look great. If you look at this, it looks messy, it looks all gooey and stuff. That's normal. This is a trust the process moment. It will dry and look good. I've had this moment multiple times while I'm working on it. It looks good before you glue. You put the glue and everything and it just goes messy and muddy. You panic, you try to correct it, you end up making it worse, and you have to redo it, and then you need to trust the process. So let's leave it like this. We'll come back tomorrow. So this is the third day. I am very, very pleased with the results. As you can see with my trains going through it, it looks quite realistic. More than enough for me anyways. It is not perfect, but I'm still very happy with it. And you can see how much of a difference just ballasting does and a little bit of paint when you compare at the line right here, right? Just this shows how much of a difference than a simple ballasting job can do. You saw the steps that I did paint on, first layer of gray ballast with some white glue, and then brown ballast with some brown paint and some glue mix on top of it. It is very stiff, it's not moving from there. And to me it looks good. It looks a little bit dirty, but that's a good thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. The next video will most likely be an update of the entire layout because I've made some other changes off camera, so I thought you guys might want to see it. The next installment will be the wash, the paint wash, and the greenery. So stay tuned for that as well. Have a nice week, and don't forget to join the streams.